So, hi guys, I'm Sushil, and today we're starting with our firewall training. And here, first of all, we'll start with fundamentals of firewall, from where you can understand what exactly firewall is. Okay, but before that, let me tell you guys there are three trainings scheduled as of now. So, we have currently ASA firewall, then we have Palo Alto firewall, and then we have FortiGate firewall. So these are the three firewalls which are scheduled. And first of all, we'll be starting with ASA firewall. Okay. So ASA, once we finish up, then we'll go for Palo Alto, and then we'll go for FortiGate firewall. These are the three firewalls that I'll be teaching you guys. And first of all, I'll give you introduction about what are the modules, what are the module wise and basic fundamental wise what are required prerequisites and all. I'll be telling you guys. Okay. So before you go for any kind of firewall, first of all you need to have fundamental knowledge, okay, on the firewall, like what is firewall, right? What is firewall? What are the different vendors of firewall, types of firewall, Gartner Magic Report, and you need to know what is a stateless firewall, what is a stateful firewall, what are the firewall features, and what is next generation firewall. So these are the main parameters that you should know. You can take it as a prerequisite before starting the you know any firewall. Okay. So these are the basic informations that you need to start with. Now, once we understand all this stuff, after that, we'll go with our ASA module. And these are the syllabus, guys, that we'll be covering. Okay. So first of all, we'll start with the basics of ASA firewall, in which I'll teach you guys fundamentals of firewall, modules or modes of your firewall, where we'll see what is layer 3 mode, what is L2 mode, right? We'll see what are the more security context modes, uh, how to configure ASA interfaces, security labels, TCP and UDP explicit and implicit rules, and we'll also see what are the security labels and so on. So first I'll cover the entire basics. I'll make you understand things from very scratch. Okay. In between, if you get any queries, any questions, you let me know, right? And if you get any type of questions in between, right? You can ask me. Feel free to ask any questions. You can stop me anytime. Okay. So these are the main, I'll tell you the bullet points that we'll be covering in our ASA firewall. So first of all, we'll have basics of firewall, and this will take around 1.5 weeks to complete. This gives you entire knowledge of the firewall, like how firewall works, basic parameters, basic features, you'll know. After that, we'll understand translation. Guys, I request you guys to mute yourself. If you have any queries, you let me know that time. Okay. Thank you. So we'll understand full translation part, in which I'll teach you. Uh, Subrata, could you please check from your side? I see some, you know, drawings are happening. Check your mouse, please. Okay. We'll see complete translation, guys. Okay. In this, I'll teach you everything about translation. I'll start from very basics. Okay. All informations about translation, like what is source translation, destination translation, what is inbound translation, outbound translation, pre-NAT, post-NAT, auto-NAT, manual NAT, right? On Cisco AS and FTD, how does it work? We'll see dynamic NAT, accelerate table, dynamic PAT, using extra single or the interface label command IP, or we also call it as outgoing IP, how to perform static NAT, static PAT, identity NAT, policy NAT. So many types of translations are there. Based on this, you'll get a full visibility about translation. Okay. After that, we'll see multi-context, what exactly multi-context is, right? After that, we'll see,
सर वॉइस ब्रेक हो रहा है सर.
is it,
यस सर.
uh, is it for everyone or for only for him? Am I clear to other guys?
Your
Yes, yes.
place for us itself, yes.
Okay. Could you check your side? आप अपने साइड से देखो, हो सकता है उधर कोई इंटरनेट का
ओ-
इश्यू हो.
ओके सर, ओके सर.
ठीक है.
ठीक.
All right. So we'll have multi-contexting. In a multi-context, we'll see how to configure multiple firewalls into a physical firewall, kind of a virtualization inside a firewall. After that, we see HA on a firewall, redundancy. Different type of redundancies we'll understand, like interface level redundancy, ISP level redundancy, hardware or a software level redundancies we'll see. In a hardware, again, we'll see active active or active standby with the dual failover links. Okay, so we'll have in a hardware active active failover with the dual failover links, right? See, I'm not expecting that whatever I'm telling you right now, you might have understanding on that. I'm not expecting that. I'm just telling you these are the initial things that I'll be covering. Okay, and today is an introduction class, guys. Okay, so today I'm not covering entire part. I'm just giving you introduction today. Okay, and I'll tell you something about fundamentals of firewall, not the entire part. Okay, yeah. So let's see the other part. Then we'll see transparent firewall over here, right? Configuration of a firewall with transparent firewalling. What is transparent firewall? This is kind of a layer 2 firewall, guys. How do you make your firewall to work as a layer 2 firewall? How do you work with a layer 3 firewall? After that, we have modular policy framework. So modular policy framework is nothing but it's a kind of a predefined policy on your firewall. So how do you work with MPF policies, and how do you edit it, how do you configure it, right? Everything we'll see from scratch. After that, we have a clustering. You can say it's an advanced form of your redundancy. So here we have HA for a redundancy, plus we do have a clustering over here. In a clustering, we can have more than 2 firewalls, like up to 16 firewalls we can have based on our license in a firewall. And after that, we have iOS zone based firewall, where we'll see how to configure zone based firewalls and all those stuff over here. So this was the complete topic, okay, that I'll be covering on a firewall. And this is our starting firewall, guys, where entire part I'll be covering. Okay, and once you are done with ASA, then we'll go with Palo Alto, then we'll go with Checkpoint, and then FortiGate firewall. That's our path. So see, when you go for interviews and all, right, as a fresher, they will not ask you how to configure a firewall directly. They won't ask you such things. See, in my training, my aspects will be like how to make you professionally work with the firewall. Plus, I'll also cover the interview part, like what type of questions will be coming in your interview. Even those things I'll be covering. So feel free to ask any questions, guys. If you have subject related any
Sir,
questions, if you have, feel free. I'll try my best to explain you guys. Yeah, please tell me. You're telling something?
yeah, sir. Sir, do you take packet captures as well?
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Anything is fine. Okay.
Yes.
So you want a packet capturing with Wireshark and all to
Exact. Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir.
no problem, not at all. Okay. So I mean no problem at all. I'll show you with packet capturing and all with all the headers and all you want to see. You want to see payload part, right? You want to see header part, what is going on. No worries. I'll explain it. Don't worry. All right. So fundamentals of firewall. In a fundamentals of firewall, first of all, you need to understand what exactly firewall is and where firewall should be deployed in a network. Now, you guys know what is router, right? Guys, tell me what exactly router does.
It routes the
Router
traffic,
is
it gets the
Yes,
destination
it
address in
forwarding
the
the
next
packet.
hop.
Okay, one by one. Yeah,
a router is an internet networking device that makes communication possible between two different network.
perfect.
Router is a layer 3 device. It used to forwarding the packet at the next of destination.
Not forwarding, you can say routing the packet. Okay.
Sorry, sir. Sorry. Routing
No,
the
it's
packet.
okay. It's okay. So it routes the packet, right? See, exactly whatever you guys told is exactly fine. So it's a layer 3 device. You told router is your layer 3 device. That is absolutely correct. But router does not have any security features. It only does a routing. It is well-known device for routing purpose only. Now, in terms of routing, you talk about a static route, default route, or you talk about other informations like if you're talking about ARP or you talk about any other informations, that is fine with router. That are default things that are present in a router. But router is not a security device, guys. Understand? It's not a security device. So we have a firewall over here. So what's a firewall? Firewall is also a layer 3 device by default. By default, it's a layer 3 device. But I can further make it work like a layer 2 device. Okay. So why do I call it as a layer 3 device? Reason is firewall can do all those things that your router can do. It means first of all, it has a router properties. Whatever your router can do, it's there. Plus, it can provide you security. Okay. So router plus security is equal to your firewall, right? But when I talk about a router is just a routing device. It does not understand or does not have any control on security part. Now let's say for example, here instead of a firewall, let's say for example, here I have a router. Okay, here I have a router. Do I have any type of predefined rule here that will filter the packet over here, that will filter the traffic? Guys, on a router, do you have any predefined rule by default that will filter your packet or
No,
your traffic? Do we have any rules? No, we don't have. Right. So this is the main difference between router and a firewall. Okay. See, when I talk about firewall by default, by nature you say it has a filtering properties. Right. Now here you can see the logo over here given, guys, here. This logo looks like what? Wall, right? So what does a wall do? It does a separation, right? It does a separation. So separation here, firewall does a separation between your outside or a untrusted network and the trusted network. So these are the two networks between which we have a firewall, right? And it does not allow anyone to come from your insecure network to your secure network. This is the default value that it has in a firewall. Okay, and many more properties it has in terms of security. So if your router can do a routing, of course your firewall also can do a routing. That's why we also call our firewall as a edge device. This is also called as a edge device, right? Why do we call it as edge device? A device that separates your external and the internal network. That device is basically called as a guys, just a minute, my battery is down. Okay, done. Okay, a device that separates your external and the internal network, that device is called L3 device, right? Now, you can say here I have a different subnet, here I have a different subnet, here I have a different subnet. This is where L3 device is required to make a routing between different subnets. But along with routing, I also need a protection to my network. I don't want anyone to come from outside and attack on my internal network or attack on my server. I don't want this stuff. That's why
Pardon me. Sir, pardon me. Please repeat the edge device
edge
starting.
device. Okay, okay. See, edge
Actually,
device
my
means
network is very trouble at this.
okay, no problem. Subrato, if you are comfortable with Hindi to speak, you can speak with that as well. I'll explain you. Don't worry. Mm.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
See, internet is means what? A device that is in between your external and the internal network. That type of device is called edge device. जो भी डिवाइस इंटरनेट से कनेक्टेड हो और हमारे इंटरनल नेटवर्क से कनेक्टेड हो, बीच में जो डिवाइस हो, दैट मेक्स अ communication between your external and internal network. Such device is basically called as a edge device. Okay, now let's say I have a switch here. Understand, I have a switch here. Okay, it's a L2 device, right? Can I call this switch as a edge device? No, I can't call it as a edge device. Why? It does not make a connectivity between my external network and an internal network. Deployment of switch is done in my internal network here, right? I mean, it is done to connect within a same subnet, right? Here I have a same subnet. So here I have a same subnet IP, here I have a same subnet IP. So switch is connected to communicate within a same broadcast domain, right? Whereas your edge device is deployed in between your external and an internal network, right, to make a routing, right? That's why we call it as a edge device. Am I
सर
yeah,
सर सपोज हम ऐसे डिवाइस को बोल सकते हैं कि एज डिवाइस मतलब जो डिवाइस हमारा आईएसपी से जो लिंक आता है वो डायरेक्टली आईएसपी लिंक, और हमारा इंटरनेट का जो लैन नेटवर्क से जो डिवाइस के साथ कनेक्ट होगा उसको हम एज
बोल
डिवाइस बोल
सकते
सकते हैं.
बोल सकते हैं, ठीक है, बोल सकते हैं.
ओके.
At your home, you have a router, right? And that router is also connected with your internal and external network. We can call even that device as a edge device. Okay. All right. Now see here, guys. This firewall has multiple interfaces. Now here,
Hello.
now here I have an interface. Let's say I have a G0 by 0 interface.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, I would like to say something. When questions have been asked, kindly go over the question in English so that it also helps other participants.
Yeah, sure. Where is your question?
Yeah.
Please let me know.
No. Like
No, no. Someone is
I can
talking in
see
Hindi. We
some
don't understand Hindi, right? So that's
someone has
Ah,
asked a
is it?
question.
Okay. Last in English only. Okay.
Okay. I'm so sorry about it. Okay, don't worry. Hmm?
All right. Thank you.
All right. I wasn't aware of it. So what he asked me is, I'll just explain you, okay? What he asked me question is, can I call a device that is connected with internet or external network and an internal network? Can I call that device as a edge device? This is what he asked me question, okay? So I said yes, that device is called edge device, okay? And sorry guys, I wasn't aware, okay? Okay, I'll be explaining in English itself now. Okay, let's say for example, here I have an interface Z0 by 0, and here I have an interface Z0 by 1, and here I have another interface as a G0 by 2, right? So this G0 by 0, G0 by 1 and G0 by 2, these interfaces are, these are physical names. These are called physical name. Okay, you can't change it, you can't modify that name, right? But in a firewall, it depends on what type of firewall it is. Okay, in a firewall you have to give a logical name. Okay, you guys have to configure logical name over here. Like you need to configure, let's say inside, you need to configure outside, you need to configure DMZ, right? So these are the type of names that I can use for my physical adapter, I mean physical interface over here. In a firewall, you have to give some logical name, right? And based on this logical name, we basically create a policy, right? So these names are called zone. Understood? In any firewall, you have to use a word called zone. Understand? So this name zone is a logical name. This is called logical name, right? And we use this name for our physical interfaces. So here for G0 by 0, I gave you a name inside. For G0 by 1, I gave a name as a outside. And for G0 by 2, I gave a name DMZ. So these are different types of name given to our interfaces. And these names are called as a zone. So if you guys are asked what is zone, right? You can say zone is a logical name assigned to our physical interface. That is called zone, right? And when I talk about firewalls like ASA firewall, or if I talk about Palo Alto firewall, these are zone based firewalls. Zone based firewalls. Okay. Or if I talk about FortiGate firewall, right? These all are called zone based firewalls. And why do we call it as a zone based? Because we have interfaces, and these interfaces, physical interfaces, has a logical name. And this logical name is used to create a policy, is used in a packet flow, right? Without this name, you can't process a data. These all interfaces requires a logical name. That's why we call that logical name as a zone. With the help of this zone, we actually send all the traffics through our firewall, through the dedicated interface, and based on that, we create a policy. Let's say, for example, I want to communicate between LAN zone to WAN zone. So you'll create a policy. You'll create a policy, right? You'll create a policy between LAN zone and WAN zone, right? So you might get a question. What type of question you'll get? Hey, what is zone? Tell me, what's a zone? What does a zone indicate?
Uh,
Right?
s-
Yeah.
Sir, zone means only single interface can be a zone. Yeah, multiple interface we can create a single zone.
Oh no. See, understand. Each interfaces can act as a single zone. Each interface. Each interfaces are a zone. I mean, you can configure it as a zone. Understood?
Okay, can we create suppose G0 by 0 and G0 by 2 as a single zone?
That depends on a condition, right?
Okay.
If these two interfaces are a part of HA, okay, let's say I have logically binded them as a single interface, right? I have a two interfaces and I have binded these two interfaces as a single interface. In that case, yes, I can make it as a single zone. Okay. But if you ask me, if you're asking me like, hey, I have a single zone, sorry, I have a single interface over here, and this interface is not a part of any logical assignment and all, like putting, like a redundancy, you can say. Okay, interface level redundancy. Later you guys will understand interface level redundancy. So when I say interface level redundancy, okay, inside that you have to keep two interfaces. So let's say G0 by 0 and second interface as a G0 by 1. So I have banded here two interfaces, right, and made it as a single interface. Okay, made it as a single interface. So logically they are binded with the two different interfaces with a single interface. We call it as a uh, logical interface. Okay, you guys might have heard about ether channel, right? In a ether channel, what we do, we bind multiple interfaces as a single logical interface, right? If that is the case, then you can create a single zone. Okay, multiple interfaces bind together, create a single zone. But if you are doing an individual interface configuration, in that case, it can only be a part of one zone. It can't be a part of multiple zones. For example, G0 by 0 single interface, I can make it as a inside. G0 by 1, I can make it as a outside. Now, if you ask me, hey, can I make this G0 by 0 inside and G0 by 1 also as a inside? Can I configure both as a inside this way? Answer is no. This is not possible. Okay, this is not possible. You have to give something different. If you say, okay, I'll make it inside 1, is this possible? Yes, it's possible. Why possible? Because here it is inside and here it is inside 1. So 1 is the extra character that I have added here that makes it as a different name, right? So if you simply ask me, hey, one interface, one name, can I have same name with other interface? No, not possible. But if you are binding multiple interfaces with some other deployment, and then you want to give a single name to multiple interfaces, that will act as a single name, not as a multiple name. Okay, multiple interfaces as a single zone, it will work. But that's a different use case. Later I'll tell you guys. You see here, there are deployments that I'll be discussing, guys. Okay, see, I told you earlier. Just a minute. Yes, if I will. You see, here I have shown you. Here I have ISP level redundancy and I have interface level redundancy, right? So while talking about this interface level redundancy, I'll teach you guys that time, like how can you bind multiple interfaces together and make it work like a single zone. So that's a different use case, right? So don't misunderstand it. Individually, single interface can act as a single zone. Guys, am I clear till this point?
Yes, sir.
Others?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. And guys, I believe what I'm clear here is what is firewall? See, firewall, see the definition over here. Firewall defines a cyber security tool or a device that monitors incoming, outgoing network traffic, right? And permits or a block data packets based on the set of cyber security rules. It means we create a rule, right? It's basically a device that is deployed between our internal and external network, right? It monitors your incoming traffic, outgoing traffic, right? It takes action on your traffic passing through the firewall, either to permit or to block it. These are the rules that are created on your firewall. So basically, firewall is your security product which is deployed between your untrusted and trusted network to monitor incoming, outgoing traffic, plus to permit or deny the traffics. This is firewall. This is the main use of firewall, guys. Like I asked you before, right? What is the purpose of router? You told me routing. It does a routing. It does a routing between different subnets. Exactly. Same way, what is firewall? Firewall is a security product which is deployed between external and internal network, or you can say trusted or untrusted network. It filters your traffic based on the given set of rules. It can be used for monitoring your incoming or outgoing traffics. So this type of keywords, guys, notice this type of keywords: incoming, outgoing, network, traffic, permit, block. Use this type of keywords in your definition. When you guys are giving a definition of firewall, what is firewall? That time you have to give all these type of definitions, include these keywords. So later, see, as much as you'll get a knowledge on firewall, right, you can make your own type of definition based on the understanding. So understanding is very, very important. Hmm? So today we understood what is firewall, where firewall should be deployed, what is the purpose of firewall. We understood what is zone, what are the types of zones. See, types of zone, if I tell you, let's say, see, for LAN network, there are few keywords. LAN, inside, private, trusted. These are the words which are commonly used for LAN zone, for your private network, internal network, or internal. These are the keywords. Now, when I talk about outside, it can be WAN, it can be, sorry, it can be WAN, it can be outside, it can be, you know, private, sorry, so it's a private, so alternative of private will be public, right? So trusted will be untrusted, right? Internal opposite will be external. So these are the commonly used words in our organization, guys. Now it depends on firewall to firewall also. In Cisco ASA, mostly we use, in Cisco firewalls, mostly we use inside and outside, mostly. When I talk about Palo Alto and FortiGate, we use mostly LAN and WAN. These are the type of keywords we use. So it depends firewall to firewall, vendor to vendor. Okay. Now there is one more keyword in a zone that is called DMZ zone. So what is DMZ zone? Guys, do you have any idea what is DMZ zone? Have you heard about it?
Is a zone where servers are kept.
Right. Okay.
So
Anyone
that
else?
it's
Anyone else? Lagat?
Yeah, so the DMZ zone can be defined as a security zone in between an outside network and internal network.
Perfect. Yep. I'll give you a funny example, okay, to make you understand why they gave a name as a DMZ, okay? In a funny way, I'll try to make you understand. Let's say this is border of one of the country and this is border of another country. Let's say India, Pakistan. So here you'll find a military and here you'll find a military. But the zone which you have in between, right? So this gap I'm talking about, this gap does not have any military. This zone is called demilitarized zone. Okay, demilitarized zone. So this word demilitarized zone has derived from such thing, kind of a concept. Okay, it neither belongs to your inside, it neither belongs to your outside. It's a separate zone. We call it as a kind of a safe zone where we deploy our internal or external servers to protect it. Okay. Now you might have a question. Oh, why not having our server in LAN zone itself. Why don't you deploy server here? Okay, fine. Let me have a server over here. Instead of having a DMZ, let us have a server in our LAN network itself. So what can be a consequence? Let's understand. Let's say possibility I'm saying, guys. Let's say this guy, my trusted guy, is going outside. My trusted guy is going outside. Okay, just a minute. Uh, Monish, can I give you a call after some time? I'm in between a class. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, guys, I had a call. Yeah. So if this trusted guy goes from inside to outside, and if they gets compromised by a hacker somewhere, if they get compromised over here, so don't you think from their PC they can reach to server? One disadvantage. Or if any hacker from the outside takes the access of your server, from this server, can't they take an access to your internal employees access? Yes, this is also possible, right? Plus, moreover, what can happen? Understand. If if someone, if you are sending a huge traffic, guys, I mean, there can be a traffic conjunction between two networks, I mean, two interfaces. Now, every time, if I don't have any use of employees, actually, I don't want to get access to employee, but still, my traffics are hitting these two interfaces. So, bandwidths are getting utilized highly at these two interfaces only. High traffic flow is there in two different interfaces, right? So, I don't want these things, guys, okay? And moreover, see here. See, I actually want to control access to a server. Now, let's say if this employee wants to get access to a server, is there any role of this firewall in between? Guys, I'm asking you a question.
No,
If
sir.
if I have a server in my internal network which is connected with switch, and if this employee directly gets access to this server, will it be filtered by firewall? No, it
No.
won't be filtered by firewall. Why? Because my traffic is not passing through a firewall, right? My firewall is not aware of this traffic. And if it is not aware of a traffic, then how come it can filter your traffic? Right.
सर समझ
So,
नहीं पा रहा हूँ।
okay. Okay, let me make you understand. Uh, your friend is asking, he could not understand. So, understand, like here I connected one server. I connected one server to this particular switch, right? So this is my LAN network, right? This is my LAN network. This part is my LAN network, right? And this employee can directly access your server, right? For example, this server IP is 10.11.11.1 and my employee IP is 10.11.11.2, right? It has same subnet but two different IPs here, right? Now, to connect between these two IPs, do I need any L3 device? Guys, I'm asking you a question. Please answer.
No, sir. The user can connect. Otherwise, we can put the SCL rule.
That is fine. Now, make it very normal. What I'm saying is, I have a switch, and with this switch, I connected two hosts. This is one host, and this is another host. Right. With L2 device, I have connected with them. So they can easily communicate
Yes, yes, yes,
with each other, right?
yes,
They don't need any L3 device, isn't it?
yes.
Because they belong to same subnet.
Same. Yes.
Same subnet, right? This is what I'm telling. If I am communicating with these two hosts, I don't need firewall. There is no rule of firewall. It means there is no security to your firewall from your employees. If your employee is accessing this server, there is no rule of firewall to filter the traffic. You can't do anything. with firewall, but I want a control on a server. Now, did you understand? Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, it's
Okay.
clear.
Yeah. So what I want is I want a control on traffic. And if you want control on a traffic, definitely you need to deploy this server to a separate zone. And when you deploy it to a separate zone, you have to give some name, and general name that we keep for our server deployed zone is DMZ. So we have inside zone, we have outside zone, we have DMZ zone, right? Now, if this guy tries to go to a server, it has to pass through a firewall. And if it has to pass through a firewall, we'll have a traffic filtering, right? Same way, if anyone tries to come from outside to DMZ, we can filter the traffic, right? This is where firewall comes into a picture with the different types of zones. Okay. All right, guys. Today it was just an introduction class. Okay. And tomorrow onwards, we'll have our full-fledged, class. I'll take it for 2 hours, and there I'll be explaining the rest of the things, guys. Okay. So today was just an introduction class from my side. Hmm? The rest of the
Sir, I
things,
have a question, something.
yeah, just a minute. Bizay, can you connect after some time?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Please tell me.
Sir, जैसे कि I'm currently MCA second year and
Mm-hmm.
basic knowledge of CCNA
Mm-hmm.
and start this course that CCNA not in depth that is okay to continue this.
Yeah, it's fine, but you need to have some routing and switching knowledge. But if you have a
Yes.
basic knowledge, were you working earlier?
No, sir. As a student, I have.
You have CCNA knowledge, right? Routing and
Yes,
switching.
yes, sir.
Yeah, then it's fine. You can move on. See, we're starting with very basic firewall, ASA. And see, I'll be teaching you guys like ABCD, how you understand ABCD, then you know how to form words, then you know how to, create a sentence. In that way, I'll be teaching you guys. So that's the reason why I started with fundamentals of firewall. So first of all, I'll teach you fundamentals of firewall. Then I'll teach you a particular firewall like ASA, FortiGate, or whatever it is. Okay?
Sir,
S-
uh,
s-
yes.
Yeah. Please go ahead one by one.
So basic CCNA is required no?
Yeah,
To.
basic CCNA 100% required. Without CCNA, how come you can do it?
Yes, sir.
No.
Sir,
Sir, I have
hello.
one question.
Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, this topology means this architect and suppose like DMZ is and the server is deployed in DMZ
Uh-huh.
zone,
Mm-hmm.
and in other architect the in our LAN network we will deployed one virtual, suppose virtually any other router we will deploy here, and we can put the SCL rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any firewall we can, that is the best, or this architect is best?
See, when I talk about a firewall is the best thing that you can deploy to filter the traffic. Okay.
Yes,
See, ACL is a rule that you are creating, and ACL does not have, application layer filtering and all.
yes.
Okay.
SCL, or suppose apart from SCL we can put here a virtual router, no sorry, virtual firewall
Yeah,
in LAN network in.
see, firewall is a firewall. Either it is a hardware or a software based firewall. That is not a problem. Okay.
Okay.
Having a virtual or a hardware firewall is not a problem. Problem is if you have a router. Okay. Router is
Yes,
not a device that does a filtering, right?
yes.
So in a router, you have to manually create ACL and then you have to apply filtering. But ACL also has some limitations. You can't filter any application. Let's say if I tell you to filter a Facebook application, you won't be able to do that, right?
Yes.
So we need a dedicated device. Now, what type of firewall is required? what are the firewall properties, what are the firewall features, that we have to understand. So comparing firewall with a router is a big difference.
Now, why I'm asking, before my previous organization have that type of architecture, means they also set up in LAN network and
Mm-hmm.
put the SCL rule, and whoever the access that can, means, he can access, otherwise other can access like that.
That is fine. That is manual way. Okay.
Yes.
When it comes to firewall, see, firewall itself is a security device which does a traffic filtering. Without deploying any ACL, it will give you a traffic filtering mechanism. Understood?
Yes. Yes.
So slowly you'll understand what is
सर
best. Yeah, tell me.
सर मैं सुब्रत बोल रहा हूँ वेस्ट बंगाल से।
Yeah,
सर
yeah.
मेरा दो रिक्वेस्ट है। मैं सर जो बैच स्टार्ट हो रहा है 8 PM, सर वो 8:30 PM होंगे तो सर मेरे लिए को बहुत अच्छा होंगे, इसलिए सर मैं बोल रहा हूँ।
Mm,
सर मैं जो कंपनी में काम कर रहा था अभी तक, मेरा जो डेजिग्नेशन वो टेक्नीशियन है।
mhm.
तो इसलिए सर मेरे को तो फील्ड में तो जाना ही पड़ेगा। तो वो का आसपास तो देर हो जाता है, इसलिए सर
Okay,
बोल रहा हूँ।
okay.
और सर मैं सर हाथवे ब्रॉडबैंड से काम कर रहा हूँ, फाइबर ऑप्टिक वो RF जो केबल है उस केबल में काम कर रहा हूँ। तो
Mhm,
मेरा सर रनिंग 4 इयर्स एक्सपीरियंस हो चुका है। तो
mhm.
मैं डिप्लोमा किया है, उसके बाद नौकरी करने के बाद जीटेक का जो प्रिपरेशन है उसके बाद बीटेक किया है। तो 2019 में पास आउट है।
Okay.
तो मेरा सर CCNA सर कर चुका हूँ, वो का CCNA जो बेसिक CCNA में सर कर चुका हूँ। अभी तक मैं CCNP कर रहा हूँ, वेस्ट बंगाल वेस्ट बंगाल से कर रहा हूँ। तो
Okay.
सर मेरा जो अभी तक जो उम्र है वो का 38 इयर्स हो गया, 38 इयर्स प्लस। तो अभी तो मेरा सर बहुत परेशान कर रहा है, था इस प्रोफाइल में सर कैसे आगे बढ़ाओ और कि इस प्रोफाइल कैसे चेंज कर सकते हो सर, प्लीज टेल मी सर, प्लीज
Yeah,
गाइड
yeah,
मी
yeah.
सर।
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you, all the inputs. See, guys, just to clarify you, what he's asking is he told me about his education background and how experienced he is, and since he has more age now, so he wants clarification on his path and all. Okay, so I'll give you definitely a clarification on it, but right now I'm running out of time. I have another batch at 8 p.m. just for today. So I request you guys to join tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll give you full clarification on it. Okay, will that be fine, Subrata?
ओके सर, ओके, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
Yeah, thank you.
So
Yeah, yeah, tell
ओके
me.
सर।
I want to add something.
Yeah.
The way the course is designed, at the end of this course, where is it going to put us in terms of, let's say, on scale on of 1 to 10? Where are we going to be in terms of firewall skills, management of big infrastructures with some robust firewalls?
Uh, yeah, so you are asking like after completing this course, so where would you be? What level of understanding would be? Is that your question?
Exactly, the level of understanding in terms of managing infrastructures on a scale
Exactly.
of
Okay.
1 to 10.
See, definitely you'll be working as a firewall engineer. Okay. And you'll have that type of knowledge where I can make you expert in this term. Okay, can you hold for a second? I have a call. Okay, hello. Yeah, so what I was telling is yeah, definitely don't worry, I'll give you that full information on it. Right now my other candidates are getting connected. If you don't mind, like it can I explain you this thing tomorrow?
Okay, sure, no
Okay,
problem.
yeah,
ओके
thanks.
सर।
Yeah, thank you guys, thank you.